The setup I can agree with, though the only real thing I can really say is that there was some setup for Arthur turning, mainly in the end when they were talking about the consequences of chaos, because Arthur's emotions completely altered the space directly after he got the power. And not only that, but in the Cursed by Light movie, which unfortunately came out after the manga had already started, showed Arthur just acting completely different in a state of sadness after literally making graves for all of his citizens, basically for all the casualties of the Holy War that happened in Camelot. So I agree the setup could have been better, but I don't think it's that bad. Plus, it actually adds to the overall mystery, because we all know who Arthur is in Seven Deadly Sins and what happened. So him becoming the villain and doing all this adds to the mystery. How did he reach to this point? Why did he change? What were the course of events? This is something that can be set up for a flashback, like a little flashback arc for us to truly see Arthur's descent. It could have been nice to explore a bit with Arthur in a miniseries. I do agree with that, but I think it would take the punch out of the main sequel series, because just like with the Vampires of Edinburgh 3-part mini arc that was a prequel to Seven Deadly Sins that was made right after the first season of the anime, no one would probably read it because it'd be separate from the main manga and it probably wouldn't be promoted as much. Though it could be different, because I see that aspect being done like Vampires of Edinburgh and just be, fan book or Blu-ray bonuses, and not everybody's going to be able to get that. But even still, that is kind of an issue with Seven Deadly Sins and even Four Knights of the Apocalypse. It's the supplementary material in the volumes that come out later that a lot of people just don't read the volumes. So there's key pieces of information for characters and the key decisions that just aren't fully explored. So yeah, that's why I kind of prefer a lot of the stuff be in the main manga, because it actually makes the story itself feel more fleshed out and not like, backtracking or trying to cover your bases post doing all this. And that's kind of the thing in my only real critique for Four Knights of the Apocalypse and Seven Deadly Sins for the most part. But yeah, the setup could have been better. This long-winded answer, but yeah, setup could have been better, but I think it's fine because it'll most likely get explored in its own little mini flashback arc in the main manga to give us a full look into what happened with Arthur, and we'll probably get more lore stuff most likely. But yeah, that's my real thoughts on the matter anyway, but thanks for commenting.